Hello everyone. This is a course to learn the basics of C programming language. Today we are going to learn about operator. Here is the contents of today's lecture. In the first section, we are going to learn 6 operators: arithmetic operator, assignment operator, increment and decrement operator, comparison operator, logical operator, and ternary operator. Then we are going to solve one example and wrap it up. Let's start with operator. Operators mean the various symbols which are provided to represent and process the arithmetic expression or operational expression of a program. C provides various operators for different types of operations. First is arithmetic operators. Each of the 5 operators below performs the 4 fundamental arithmetic operations. The plus sign calculates addition, the minus sign calculates subtraction, the asterisk symbol calculates the quotient of division, and the percentage sign calculates the remainder of division. The order of operations depends on brackets. Operations enclosed in brackets have a higher priority. In the example below, for the left case, which has no bracket, 4 multiply 5 is calculated first and then 3 is added. But if you wrap 3 plus 4 in brackets, the addition operation is calculated first and multiplied by 5. Second is assignment operator. 6 operators below are used to assign values in a variable. The first operator assigns the value on the right to the left variable. The second operator assigns the added value to the left variable. As you can see from the example code on the right, x equals x plus 3 and x plus equals 3 mean the same thing. The third operator assigns the subtracted value. Fourth operator assigns the multiplied value. Fifth operator assigns the quotient. Sixth operator assigns the remainder. Third is increment and decrement operator. They are used to increase or decrease operands by 1. These operators have only one operand. Plus plus x means increasing x by 1 and then proceeding with the operation. Unlike the above sequence, x plus plus proceed with the operation and then increase x by 1. As you can see from the example code on the right, x plus equals 1 and x plus plus mean the same thing. Minus minus x and x minus minus works also same with above operations, but there is only difference of subtraction. Let's look at the next sequence of operations together. X is assigned 10. And in the next line, since it is x minus minus, the first operation will be the addition of x and 5. And the operation result up to here is 15. After that, we have to calculate on x minus minus operation. After this step, x has value 9. And then the minus minus x operation happens and x stores 8. And finally, we have to add the x value, and the result of the operation is 15 plus 8, so y is assigned 23. Fourth is comparison operators. They determine the relative size between operands. The first operator returns true if a and b is same. Otherwise, it returns false. The second operator returns true if a and b is different, otherwise it returns false. The third operator returns true if A is bigger than B, otherwise it returns false. The fourth operator returns true if A is bigger than B or same, otherwise it returns false. Fifth and sixth operator are the same as the third and fourth operators, but there is only a difference in direction. Let's look at the example code of the comparison operator together. For the first code, both x and y have values of 3. Since they are compared with the operator x equals y, they return a true value because the x and y values are the same. Therefore, is same is assigned true. For the second code, x is assigned 3 and y is assigned 5, and compared with the operator x is greater or equal to y. It returns false because 3 is not greater than or equal to 5. Therefore, is larger is assigned false. Fifth is logical operators. They determine true and false by judging a given logical expressions. The first operator means and it returns true if all logical expressions are true, otherwise it returns false. The second operator means or, and it returns true if any of the logical expressions are true, otherwise it returns false. The third operator means not, and it returns true if logical expressions are false, otherwise it returns false. Here is the logical operator truth table. For situations where A and B are true or false, the result of the and or not operations can be found in the following table. So, I hope you to predict the result of each operations and compare them with the table. Let's look at the example code of the logical operator together. Since y is 0, which means false, the result of x and y operation becomes false. So, the variable logical result will be assigned false. Next is the ternary operator. Ternary operator is a conditional operator with 3 operands. The conditional statement comes first, followed by a question mark, and if the condition A is true, x is returned, and if it is false, y is returned. Lastly, let's practice with what we learned today. The goal is to make a program which inputs 2 numbers and outputs a larger number. The first line and the second line get numbers, and then we have to print the larger number. Since we will compare 2 numbers, we will declare 2 integer variables, num01 and num02. Then we will print the message with printf function. After that, we will get first input and store the value in variable num01 using scanf function. Through the above process, we will also store the next input value in variable num02. Now the process of receiving 2 numbers is over. Then, a result variable is declared to contain the larger integer between num01 and num02. And by using the ternary operator, if num01 is larger than num02, num01 is assigned to the result, otherwise num02 is assigned. And finally, if you print out the result, the example will be solved. This is the end of today's class of C programming language. Thanks for watching this video, and if you have any questions, please leave comments.